Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count out. Wasted people, do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, trouble your bed. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, trouble your bed. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Belize, wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Get up, make every day count out. Wasted people, do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in, trouble your bed. Wake up Belize, another day is here. Wake up Belize, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up Belize, everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up Belize, voice of opinion and place your calling, WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Believe our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution, yeah. Love, respect, unselfish.
Welcome, this is WUB, Wake Up Belize, Morning Vibes. It's a Thursday morning, the 21st of May, 2026. I'm Nuri Mohammed, the host for this morning, and we welcome you to the program. We go through a little bit of preliminaries, so we make sure that you're up on the weather. We give you a package prepared by the News Center, and then this morning we open the phone lines right after 7 o'clock this morning. So let's go now to Mr. Derek Rodon for today's weather forecast.
Morning. Surface observations show no rainfall occurred across the country last night, as a moderate easterly airflow continued to support fair and mostly dry weather. The forecast is for sunny skies and warm conditions today, then partly cloudy skies tonight. Isolated showers are likely to occur mainly over the Toledo district. High temperatures are expected to reach about 89 Fahrenheit along the coast, 96 Fahrenheit inland, and 82 Fahrenheit in the hills. Tonight, temperatures are expected to be about 82 Fahrenheit near the coast, 74 Fahrenheit inland, and 68 Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds are from the east at about 10 to 20 knots, producing choppy sea conditions. A high tide will occur at 13 minutes after 1 this afternoon, and low tide occurs at 8:54 tonight. The moon will rise at 12 minutes after 10 this morning, and the sun will set at 19 minutes after 6 this evening. The outlook for Friday is for mainly fair, warm, and mostly dry weather. Then isolated showers are possible over the south on Friday night. And in the sargassum forecast, there is a possibility that a few more sargassum mats could drift ashore during the coming days, moderately impacting beaches across the country. And in the fire risk forecast, the risk for forest and brush fires remains high. And with that, we conclude this morning's weather report and forecast produced at the National Meteorological Service. For more information, you can log on to our website at nms.gov.bz or check out the Belize Weather app.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
The price for regular fuel jumped at the pump to $14.83 in Belize City, up from $13.82. With the Middle East crisis continuing to disrupt global supply and pushing crude prices higher, even more increases are expected. The Prime Minister John Briceño said that the government is still reducing the excise tax on fuel so as to cushion the impact on Belizeans.
As of now, we've given up about $80 million in revenues. That's $80 million that's already been programmed within the budget. But we just can't afford to pass the entire cost to our citizens. So as a government, we have decided we have to cut the taxes of what we charge and still give a little bit into the pump, but we're doing as best as possible to hold on the cost. But it's impossible for us to be able to do. We have decided, as a government, we've already made a number of decisions in seeing where we can cut goods and services to be able to try to balance the budget. There are different ways that we want to do. But one thing that we're not going to compromise is in the social services, in providing grocery bags for the most needed, the housing, the land, education, NHI. These things, these are the pillars of the PUP government.
How much was cut in this recent increase?
I think we cut about $1. I don't have the exact numbers.
Fuel dealers were notified yesterday that their margin was being reduced by the government. They are saying this is a unilateral and that a 2004 agreement with the government required that both sides agree to any change to the formula in writing.
I'm not aware of that 2004 agreement. But what has happened that in 2004, the government then decided to set the margin based on the cost of fuel. So the higher the cost, the more the margin increase. And so there has been, because the price of fuel has been going up, their margins continue to go up. And all of us have to take a cut. Because when their margin increase, who pay for that? The consumers. So,
are you breaking even in your talk? Because you've talked about excise, but what about GST?
We're not breaking even. We're giving up $80 million. We've given up $80 million in taxes. How can we break even?
Excise.
Yes, but which is a part of the tax.
Yes.
So you have excise and you have the environmental tax and you have the GST. But you still, so you put the whole as what you collect. And from that, we have already cut 80 million.
Some of the dealers want to strike because they say the margin is too little. Will government enter into discussions with them?
Well, we as a government, we are always ready to listen. We believe that dialogue is the best way to go. And we want to. They want to be able to meet with the government. Of course, we're prepared to meet with them.
And will you disclose the fuel price formula with the landed cost and government tax take so that consumers can confirm the losses that the government say it is taking?
Well, that's never a secret. That's out there. But if anybody wanted, I'm sure they could call the financial secretary and could get that information.
We want it. Can you send it?
Of course, I could have to send it.
Cabinet in a release has expressed support for the implementation of the national school-based free HPV vaccination program, saying that it helps to protect against cervical cancer and other HPV-related diseases. The cabinet affirmed that cervical cancer remains a serious public health concern in Belize. The Ministry of Health and Wellness continues to provide the HPV vaccine primarily to children ages 10 to 14 through its different programs. And Cabinet says that government remains committed to ensuring equitable access to preventative health care services for all children and families across Belize. The Prime Minister was asked to weigh in on the change in the position of the Roman Catholic Diocese.
Should the government compel the Catholic school management allow the vaccine to be administered in the schools with parental consent?
Why do you want to put me in trouble with my wife? No, but seriously, on a serious note. Again, we brought it up in cabinet and we're very concerned. But we are supporting our young women, our young girls and women to have access to this vaccine, and it is protecting them against cervical cancer. So we do support them.
The NHI Authority Bill, introduced in February 2026, states that persons in insurable employment, employers, the self-employed, and retirees receiving pensions or annually may pay a required NHI, may be required to pay NHI contribution. One observer notes that this would be similar to the contribution structure under the Social Security scheme. The question now is when such requirement would actually take effect. Here again is Prime Minister John Bersenio.
I wish that the leader of the opposition would do her work and because she was explaining what is the whole rationale. The rationale for that is more for the future. It's not right now. NHI is providing primary health care. And when you see some people saying, I go to NHI and I pay $2 because the government, through the taxpayers and through the Bolido, where this year I think we put about $20 million into NHI to help to pay for that. But in the future, thinking years down, once it is properly operating and running, we could look at probably providing even more services like secondary and tertiary services. And we believe that if we can do that and we could pool everybody's monies of those that are participating in that, then they will be able to, then there's going to be a small charge. And that's what they do in other countries, like for instance, like Costa Rica. Looking at Costa Rica model, the workers pay something and then they could get added services, added medical services. I know that the insurance companies in Belize have been looking at how they could partner with government, and as opposed to them sending people abroad for services, that they could probably get it here at a fraction of the cost. And or people at NHI have been looking at that opportunity that maybe later on in the future, then we can level up or go up the services that we want to provide. So it has nothing to do that we're going to put a tax on people right now for the primary healthcare services that we are offering at almost free under the NHI.
The Prime Minister also spoke about the condition of Orange Walk South Area Representative Honorable Jose Mai since his November 17, 2025 cabinet exit, citing the need for back surgery. At the end of last month, it emerged that Mai underwent knee surgery and is now walking with a cane.
What has happened is that when then he went to see the doctor said the first thing they need to do is the knee, because he was walking sideways. So if you do anything with your back and you're still walking sideways, you're not doing anything. So they have to fix his knees first, and that's what they've done.
We saw him walking sideways because we didn't.
But you did, of course, he used to walk like sideways. Well, the doctors, the professionals can, unless you're a doctor, I mean, you
Well,
can
it's
talk, but
can't
the
tell.
doctors are the ones that came up with that. They say that they have to do the knees first, and then they look at the back. But again, the back, I think everybody's afraid for surgery for your back.
So when can we expect his return to cabinet?
And that's a decision that we're going to decide in the future.
That's our news package for this morning. There is another news update at 12 o'clock, one at 3 o'clock, and a full news broadcast at 5:15. All of this is on sister station, Crumb Radio. Here on XTV, we bring you the entire news broadcast, optics and all, at 6 o'clock this evening. It's now 2 minutes to 7 o'clock. We'll take a short break, come back, and it's open lines today. Stay tuned.
Informative, accurate, current information. Krem's Newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
back. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's a Thursday morning, the 21st day of May 2026. And I welcome you again to the program for this morning. Our phone lines are open at 280-5848. 280-5848. And you're welcome to call and to weigh in your own concerns. I would like to take a moment to send my condolences to the family of Brother Aaron Humes, a very interesting, extremely interesting and lovable character, one-on-one, and extremely talented. We have met under so many circumstances. I remember I used to read about Aaron when he worked at the Amandala. Used to read his articles, and he was one of those original journalists that sticks with the what, the when, the where. He always avoided the why, which was very smart. But he will give you the what happened, when it happened, who it happened to, what was the circumstances of the police, and he would put that into like 3 or 4 paragraphs. So he had many, many stories in a newspaper, all mostly on crime. Yeah, welcome, good morning.
Brother Nuri, good morning.
Yes,
great
sir.
friend.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
You know, Monday when I sat down, I sat down, talk to Brother Mose.
Yeah.
One individual called telling that he listened to me always, and for the first time he agreed with what I said. Well,
you mean all the other time he listened to you, he never agreed, but this time he agreed? That you say?
Yes, first time he agreed with me, man, he blessed my heart, and I feel like, and I feel good. Yeah, but you know, I always that I'm my friend Aaron. Yes, man. I mean, Aaron, we used to get along good, you know, and how he passed away.
Yeah. You know, Aaron was a very unassuming guy, you know. I mean, the way he moved, the way he dressed, he wasn't anybody that you would outstanding take a second look. You would kind of pass him by and say,
he interviewed me a lot of times.
Yeah, you know.
Interview, we used to stop and so very, very, very bright guy. Yes, but you
Extremely.
know this guy where I talk with Brother Nuri, I like to listen to him. How he apply what did he say.
Who's that? Who's that?
I don't know, but I always listen to him. But what I want to say this morning, Brother Nuri, before you entertain me, please, I want to tell the brother, please, when he said that, he like listen to me, but he don't know what I got against wrong about what are the issue. So I want to know, my friend, listen. My number is 607-7818. Make we meet the one designated a neutral place. Make a share with you, okay, that I am not against, but to point out that people were innocent and illegally misled. I will use the proverb of Sister Yaya, blind obedience. So, make we meet me, brother. Call me, don't let me down. Make my day. I will share with you that I was never wrong from the inception and then circles when I tell you no name wrong about. I get you, Brother Nuri, tell me anything, Brother Nuri?
Just that you're my brother for all these years. I hope you stay healthy and strong, and I guess you will be calling way into your 80s about traffic in Belize. So you don't necessarily get better. So it would be very good. It's very challenging, and I wanna say that I could see where the minister and the CEO in transport and in this whole area of trying to make our roadway safer. For example, I'm glad that they're looking again at helmets, because I know that there's a standard helmet that you should have, and it should cover you, because I mean you can't wear just something on top of your head and think that will protect your head if you have an accident. But people are, you know him give me a chance, give me a chance to finish. How you know give me, wait a minute, how you know give me a chance to finish my sentence? You just broke in on my sentence like that?
But you do me that a lot of time and I no grumble, but let it joke. Go ahead, brother, no.
All right, brother, good. Now man, go ahead and you make your last points.
No, sorry, so no, you said that I did on 60 cents a minute, man, I still know, I still
yeah, that's why I don't want.
You know, what I want to tell you then, all right, allow me. You say, then look like, them guys look like astronauts, man. You know, the helmet, that's for the head, not for the face. But anyway, I don't want to export in the area, but I mean, the guys come after them by motorbike and walk out, you don't know the who.
Yeah.
When you step into the public, you for identify yourself, again, I hope they don't hate me out there because I live out on the street along with them.
One of the problems with it is with law enforcement, because if you're covered up like that, it makes no difference how much cameras they look on you, they will not be able to detect your face. So, with life itself, there's a give and take. There's no such thing in life as give, or take. You've got to also look at the balance that is there. So there's a good in the required helmets, because if you have a major crash with those kind of helmets or without a helmet, you could get some serious head injuries. And they say with those kinds of accidents, you could fix your broke leg, your broke arm, you could fix up your scraped head, your scraped skin, but you can't do much about one head injury. And a head injury can bother you years and years after that accident. So in the United States and other jurisdictions, you can't ride around with no kind of flimsy looking helmet. You gotta have a proper headgear, Anyway, I'm just saying that while we still...
Well, I know, yes, before you cut me off, I don't know.
You're the one with the knife today. You are the man with the, like you insist this morning. Normally you give and take, but like you the push. I stop talk. I will listen to you until you finish then.
With this helmet and forever since, we deal with matters after the fact, not before the fact. We not educate for we motor vehicle drivers how to use road space. But with the telling, if in case you crash, I want to protect you. Same matters after the fact, not before, no education. Anyway, thanks.
Okay, brother. Thanks for the call. Take care. Our number is 2805848. 2805848. And I finish with Aaron by speaking of my admiration for his skill. He was a research-based person, and he was also very sensitive that if he made an error, he would try to correct that error in a subsequent article, which means that he had journalistic integrity, something that many of us don't have. We don't go back and correct what we said or the mistake that we had made. I saw that in Aaron's character. There's an old saying that some of us have a face that is not made for TV but made for radio. Aaron was one of such persons. Highly talented, would have been probably very dynamic behind a radio downstairs, doing a program full of knowledge, very, very involved. But he was not, to my mind, a TV person. He was a person that was more inclined as a background person, but a very astute. And in this business, You've got to be like that. You ask an editor that has to go through material that he gets from a person who is not precise and concise in their article. His lone rewrites and do it over and do it over, and can you correct this? Aaron was not like that. So my condolences to his family for his passing. And so our numbers here is 280-5848, 280-5848. Just briefly on the international scene, I think it's vulgar that the United States, after 30-odd years, would execute a warrant for the former president of Cuba, Raul Castro, and basically putting him almost in the same frame as Maduro. And you have to wonder, would there be some extrajudicial move to try and go after getting Mr. Castro and taking him to the United States and imprison him? This is a man that is, I believe, in his 90s. He's up in age, and he was one of the cadre that was with Fidel when they moved on that very important revolutionary change that took place back in 1959. It's a sad thing to see how we are, it maybe doesn't bother a lot of people. Maybe some of us who have been to Cuba and have that sense of how Cuba is, to see these images of people in total darkness and, Welcome, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, welcome, brother. Good morning.
Brother Nuri, sorry to interrupt.
No interruption, man. No. I'm with the flow this morning because it's open lines and I interspace with my own thoughts. But it's on you. What you have on mind this morning, brother?
Nuri believes right now. But they go through a hard time.
Yeah.
I say everybody, rough time right now, rough.
Yeah.
But we got a pandemic right now, a corruption where they happen all over, especially in the government department. And it's sad because them people get paid. A lot of we out there harder to make anything now. Harder to make anything, but some people got steady income. They could plan for the week and for the months ahead. A lot of we out there can't plan for tomorrow. And all over the amount of money of the year. And nobody is held accountable all the way here with the look into it, with the investigating into it. All we happen a lot of times. Like I call out a radio station and people say, Mr. Gaba could call in and say, well, behind the scene they move them, but they move them from one spot to the next. Because many of them people not go through the public service commission and things to get job. A lot of time you know how politics go. Send you with a letter.
Yeah.
Because you're from my area, you get job.
I
don't hold up criminally because why you vote, I don't shift to the next year.
Yeah.
We don't recover no money.
Yeah.
All over your port authority. They hear about so much, nearly $1 million they give out. We don't get nothing for that. No service. You hear immigration. You hear the city council. You hear the niche. You hear the land. Sustainable development. You hear the transport department. All over, brother Nuri. It's sad. It's really, really sad. There are people out there who are dedicated, we want one job. We have the qualification. But in this country, they don't know where you know, that who you know.
Yeah.
Many students, so they have to, then go to sixth farm, you spend all your money, your whole life saving, to educate your kids, then can't get no good job. You have to end up at a call center. Why? Because they're with the politicians. You know, they rub shoulder with them, so you're picking, nothing. Many times no application, that are some of the full-length posts.
Yeah.
It's really, really sad in this country. And when you look on it, Nobody from top to bottom is not held accountable, Nuri. You got a young lady the other day and buy food, yes, on a fake card or when you use. But you got in jail, you have a plate of food, and it's wrong because you get food, you have to pay for it. She was wrong. But how them people are wrong? How they not go to jail? How are them ministers who are all in corruption? When you hear Senate inquiry, all of them get them a liar. Outside of there, you don't have to answer nothing. You sit down right there. You don't have to answer nothing.
Well, listen.
How you know I have to answer?
Yeah.
How you know have to answer to the people? So the people with money or they go with, how you know have to answer all these corruption? It's sad, my brother.
You know what I heard? You know what I heard, brother?
I get up every day in the way I go out there with the grace of God to try and make one living honestly, hard, not so not, at my age. I don't look to thief nobody. Some days I make, some days I don't make, I give God thanks. But many of these people, boss, then they get good pay. They could put every other month or every 15th and get good salary. And still it, when you look at it all over us, corruption. Sad, brother, sad, I tell you. Real sad, man. Sorry for bothering with this. But
yeah, it's not a bother. I just wanted to mention to you that what I understand, and it's just natural, but I just didn't put it together in my head. A number of people who are charged, for example, at the Public Service Commission, they take a lawyer with them. You don't just pull me up and you give me the evidence of this, that, and so on. So they bring a lawyer. And so sometimes we don't hear the case, but the case gets dismissed because they cannot present sufficient evidence to deal with that particular individual because that person lawyered up when they went to answer their charges. So, and so sometimes it's not an outright firing. It's a demotion or a move to another area. It's some form of administrative punishment, but it's not arrest and sending to jail. We don't have no examples of that. And we've been seeing that from when they were permanent secretaries. So this is not a new part of the you know, this culture of corruption that we are dealing with. And it seems as though since everybody is realizing now the power of the law, they're not just going on their own and trying to fight it based on have mercy on me. They're lawyering up. And I imagine any money within the scam goes partially to pay for the lawyer that will get them out of hot water. So I'm just putting another example of, and that doesn't take away from what you're saying, brother. But it just gives us a different perspective. Because honestly, it just didn't come to me until somebody mentioned it to me this week that, look, these people that are brought up on charges, they're not taken to the court. They're taken to an internal tribunal. And they lawyer up when they go to these internal tribunals. And many of them get off. Or they get just a spank on the hands for touching the cookie jar. So, you know, everything evolves, including corruption. It starts like thieving 1 cent and 2 cents, then $10, then $50. Now we hear that people are extorting as much as $500,000 or $250,000, if I understand this latest case. And they're not one or two, but they're organized. And you know, it's a problem. When you have inequality in a society, people begin to justify that I don't normally thief, you know. I don't normally take nothing, you know. But when I see everybody they take, and I know my daughter out there needs something and so on, all you need is one justification. And once it's all right in your head, it could be wrong outside of your head, but inside your head, it's a justification. Some people are dealing with gripes of what supervisors, heads of department, heads of unit may have done to them. And they carry that gripe and then care home staple, then care home pencil, then care home reams of paper, then care home, then get vehicles, and they're all over the place, justifying, well, the CEO do it, minister do it. I'm just telling, I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that when you have a culture where people justify wrong.
We pay like people pay like CEOs, right? We pay them to be overseers, that is their office or whatever. And many a time then the right there, listen, then the right there. All of them could go, well, we investigate, and then things happen for months and years, and then they're right there, how they don't know nothing.
Yeah.
So what we pay them for? Where we pay them for?
I know I mention no name, but we have had some high level individuals over the last 20, 30 years with the talk about, how come they not send no people? They don't send none of them people, they don't send to jail. That was our main complaint. Do you know that is a very similar complaint in many areas of the Caribbean? That public officers and former ministers and people in clustered position siphon off public money, get away with things, and you can't seem to put them in jail. I did a scan the other day per AI to try and find out which political leaders within the Caribbean have gone to jail for fleecing the public. I think I only found one particular case, I think in was it Antigua? There was just one particular case. I'm saying that nobody no go to jail for anything, my brother.
I know why, because I not only that person involved. And if you put that person in a jail, he will attack. That I want to and I want to. So what they try to do? Yeah. All of them try to cover their footsteps and try to protect one another.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Because many times no more one person involved. All them paperwork go through the system. That definitely more one person have to involve. And many a time they got one another back.
Well, you got one thing.
If you pressure me, I will attack. So you know do. I want to try to hold it down and cover footsteps. I do. Just shift you to our next department.
Yeah. Well, you also got one thing, I believe, what we call small thief, big thief. And so if I got a lot of these small thief, I know they take that much, man. And then if you pressure me and say, well, how he we're going with such and such and such, how she we're going with such and such. So left me with my least small thief. You there with that?
I don't know, man. I follow you. But I don't say it's really, and all these things like come down to do that we get short change because we put more money in the health sector, more money in the housing, so that we put more money in education. You know, the money they will do, they hurt a lot of people. Why do they say they come up? And I look like I deliver a lot of people you humble. Because when you add up all that money over the years, when they disciple after, the billions of dollars, when you watch my independence to know the amount of money with that the billions has been stolen from the people of this country.
Yeah, but you know,
like you said,
go
behind jail right now and see who they're in there, where they're in there for.
If you
and what's a big crook there, where they out there, when I see the 3, 4, 5, 6 big house, that resort, that all kind of thing, man, they drive their own. It's sad. It's really, really sad.
Look, I remember the late Ray Lightburn. He used to say, the rat will find the cheese. No matter how much you lock it up and try to board it up and he and grind and chew and eat through that until he find the cheese. Which tells you something about human desperation, and when human beings get the feeling that they need and they have to do it, they will find the cheese. I'm saying that to say...
Agree. Because many of them people are with and they get good salary. And they could live off of their salary.
Make I finish my point. My point is this, that we have one system here, one colonial system that we're still trying to purge out of, where everything was done on paper. You write this paper, this person go over and write this paper, you take this paper and that paper go into this paper. And if I slip that paper or replace that paper, unless you come and do an audit, you don't realize that I decipher off because we still there in our paper thing. You can't do that in America because everything is so electronic and everything is checking and every check and balance is there. I'm not saying they don't get corruption, but it happens on a much higher level. We have 1 cent, 2 cents corruption. And it's because we are still not evolved out of this paper trail. You can't go in some of these American or European government offices and find tons and tons and tons of paper. But you go in a we department, see tons and tons, and we still in a paper. We have to hope we're not going to fire. That we not burn out all of them kind of old way, colonial way of doing things. So everything now has been digitized and put into these electronic components, which is not impossible, because if you're smart on the computer, you know how to shift the money around likewise. But it takes a certain skill to be able to do that. But the ordinary people are able to get away with this system that we have of take this piece of paper over there and sign up here and saying bring that paper over here, and it's very easy if we slip up this system here. Very easy. That's why in the old days, what used to keep our system together was Christianity. The belief that God, they watch me. The belief that, oh, I shouldn't thief. The idea that the angels, they record everything. That was what kept us safe in the old days. But the more we get away from that kind of belief and come into the, everybody, they do it. After me, no simple. Once I justify that, you'll have a lot of graph in your system. Because the natural conscience, where it used to say, boy, they deal with about $5,000 here, you know. But at the end of the day, this whole $5,000 won't get checked in. Why? Because God, they watch me. We don't got that kind of fear anymore. We don't have that kind of sensitivity to right anymore. We are more into, anybody that see me? I don't see nobody. That's where we are now.
Well, Nuri, it's a sad affair. I don't know.
It's a reality.
Oh, I get out, right? Because everybody look to get in it. So we don't know where I get to because everybody look to go that road.
Yeah.
With that easy money.
Yeah.
So that's a good discussion, very good discussion.
Always good, my brother. Always good. Thanks.
Very good discussion. But like I say, it really hurt the people that really need it in this country.
Yeah.
Like you rob yourself.
Yeah.
United States, really they rob yourself. But the morality gone, so the way all things go right now, everybody down for themselves.
It's not completely gone, but it's dead. It needs to be resolved.
It's gone. When I really look at it, like when it comes to the system, especially with government, like they're not care. We are just doing things and then we are get up there. Don't worry about the investigator. It's done right there.
Yeah.
No police for being nothing. We are investigating and we are left no stone unturned and you're nothing else after that.
Yeah.
You take care, brother. Nuri.
You too, my brother. Yes, man, indeed. Thank you. We'll stop now for 2 Cent Scam with Brick. And this is sponsored, of course, by Fort Point Security.
You're watching WUB and this is XTV, right? And I tell you, farming now very important. Agriculture is very important in our country, and it look like the farmers then complain, say this heat wave, because some of them product they dead. And I decided to go into the market and find out from the vendors then how they feel like they need to get all their products like sweet potatoes and different type of other ground food that they sell. All right, so I can find out the people in 2 cents in the market. So how does it affect your business? The heat. How you affect your business? Because you're not a farmer, but you're not a farmer. You're not a business. Yeah, how you affect your business?
Why possible that?
You get product the time,
Yeah, I don't got no problem with the product.
The farmer they complain to you?
No, I don't got nobody complain. The only thing they heat there, just some of the soft and get dry quick.
Oh.
Like watch on the sun, then watch on the sun.
Yeah, mess up your...
Yeah, mess up some of the products,
Okay, mess up some of your sales?
Yeah. Sales, the products, not sales. Products. Yeah. Besides that?
That you're too.
Yeah, that's the thing right there, so.
Alright. Right now, the daily heat wave and how they affect your business. I just want to hear 2 cents on it.
But the hope for famine for Belize, that's what I hope for.
So you don't want some rain come?
I want famine come.
Famine? Meaning, you have to explain to me, I know what I mean by famine.
Government to understand what we talk about, then you learn to help people.
Alright. How the heat affect your business or farm?
Well, the only issue is like, say different things can't take the heat, like spinach, carrots, anything get black, cassava get black, the cabbage get shriveled up. Many things get shriveled up, like salt, sweet pepper, they can't take the heat.
Yeah. So that costs you as a farm?
Well, it costs because then say we buy sweet pepper for $3 or $4 upon wholesale. Okay. When they shrivel up, people say it's not fresh. So you have to end up selling $1 bag. We have to put 2 pepper in the thing where at least have a half pound.
Alright.
Right? And we lose it because we didn't make the money we spend on it.
Alright, that's your 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents, yeah.
Good. Like in your business, how does it affect you in your business? Like when you go around the sell?
It doesn't really affect me. I just drink that water, keep moving.
Are your product may sell because some of the product may hard to get?
It sell, yeah, but kind of slow right now.
And the farmer may complain?
Well, the people that buy sometimes they complain, yes, but I have strictly $1 bag, so I go for the poor people there, so.
Alright, that's your 2 cents.
Yeah.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Habet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helps supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the swing bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Haulover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Pelican Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Haulover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Haulover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
You're up against some tough challenges, but not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline Lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
Welcome back. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize, Morning Vibes, Thursday morning, May 21, 2026. We welcome you, and our phone lines are open, 280-5848. We welcome you to call in and to be a part of our conversation. Just finishing up with Cuba. These people are resisting the emperor. And they're not just, this is not an argument with a neighbor. This is you're dealing with the I won't say the ruler of the world, but certainly he's in charge of this region and is making everybody in this region, including Belize, know that he's the boss in this area. Welcome, caller.
Brother Nuri.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
Good morning, sir. How's the morning?
It's good. It's good. Thank God. How are you?
Well, I woke up singing, "It's a beautiful morning."
Yeah.
So, I'm good.
Good. What you got on your mind this morning, brother?
And I was watching you, and I heard you talk about Cuba.
Yes.
And to think that we are living in a time whereby distractions are out there. We have a lot of distractions. When one thing they have here, they guys the land from the great Donald, how to make a change the narrative. You know, we sit back here in Belize and we say, everybody has the opinion of Donald Trump, but I think he's one of the most intelligent persons on the planet. While I also think he's the greatest idiot on the planet, I don't think him as just a dummy. No, because he could get himself in our corner, so cornered. And what he does is just do something so ridiculous that you forget to me back in America, and you will start getting that he is a magician. He knows how to keep you focused on what he wants. He knows how to control the narrative. So while I detect heat under there, I go and I do something will make you stop talking, yeah, and you go way over there. You understand me? So I am not one of those people who prescribe that the guy is just a total write-off.
I don't either, and I'm glad you say that, because I consider him a very smart man.
I don't think that he's a total, he might act that way, but he is a great, you know, when we get up the morning and you turn on, if there's 51 news channels, they're all talking about him. And he knows that good press or bad press, just keep your name in that thing constant. If you have to get up and say the most racist thing to make the attention go backfire, he is going to do that because he likes to control the narrative. The world revolves around him. I was speaking to an American yesterday, a good friend of mine, very nice person who I didn't think that way of when I just met him, no? But I'm to find out that the guy loves Belize more than anybody in the world. And he really cares. But I was telling him, Brother Nuri, I grew up where in a time in the 80s, the movies were all about USA. America, in my mind at that time, they was the greatest country in the world. I thought, man, this must be the best country because they are always the heroes in all the movies. Then the guy who defend the world and why they... And now, I look at America as a punchline. I meet Americans who don't want to tell you they're Americans because they feel ashamed to say we are from that country. No, there is a lot of things about Belize, Brother Nuri, but I will never be ashamed to say Belize and born and bred. I am from Belize. I don't care where the people or the Prime Minister do that Belize. I am a very proud Belizean. I will never deny my country. But I will tell you this. We went from looking up to a country and seeing the good sides, because I sure they have bad sides. You know, there is a lot of bad sides to America for the fact that you go in and you want to do all of this to one person over the next part of the world, when you got people who separate your yard, and you know that like you want to take out the twig out of somebody, and when you got a ball line of yours, and you know they see that.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this: today, 2026, America does not have the same standing or respect that it had in 1986. I will tell you this.
That's a fact.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's a damn fact. They have become the bullies. They have become I mean, could you just, for a minute second, imagine Obama did one of the things that ridiculous things Trump ever did? We would have kicked him out automatically. He would have had to go.
Well, we just didn't know some of the things that he did, because if we knew some of the things that he did, he would not be as popular, because he did some very, very bad things. But that's another story. Obama.
Well, Brother Nuri, I do agree, but as a black man, right now we're
That's why we give him a pass. We give him a pass because he broke history, and he became the first black president. But you need to study.
Obama deported more people than.
It's not a matter, but it's not a matter. It's not a matter of bullying.
Obama, listen to me. I know we get into this.
Obama deport more Belizeans back to Belize than Trump. Let's start there.
I agree with that.
All right.
Agree. I totally
Obama
agree.
killed Gaddafi.
Listen to me.
Obama, you got to be careful.
Nuri,
you know,
Nuri,
them man no work for themselves. You know, them man work for cabal.
Brother Nuri.
All right.
Brother Nuri.
Yes, sir.
The way how he conducted himself.
Oh yes, finesse. He was. I mean, he's a finesse. I mean, you know, you can't touch Obama when it comes to personality, character. You know,
remember there was
I'm talking about his office.
There was a song called "I'm a Classic," man. When I see Obama, if they play that music, I hear that swap.
My brother, look here. You can't.
You know, Obama was the first president to ever visit Hiroshima and Nagasaki 65 years after they bombed that place, so like Kingdom Come. Obama was the first American president to go and visit the country. Obama is the first president who said, we need to stop this with Cuba. Let's release some of that thing. And then see the guy going right behind her and he said, now we want, I mean, you tell me, I was in church a couple Sundays ago. Actually, it was on Mother's Day. And I met a lady. And the lady was trying, well, she has always tried to convert me because apparently I'm the devil. Because she's always trying to get me to go to the... So I said to her that, I said, Mom, you know, not everybody who goes to church will go to heaven. Because the Bible says, not everybody that calls my name will enter. Not everybody that says, Jesus, I went to church, will go into heaven. Hell no. No. Because you can go into the church and make the hardest nice and throw up your hand and throw a roll up on the ground. And then you go home and the worst person in life. So that's how it works. But one thing the lady said to me, she was trying to talk about church and the Bible. She said, you know, we like Donald Trump. And I said, why? She said, because Donald Trump is telling us that the world is in soon. Because these are the things we're going to see before the world ends, the Bible. Because they live literally by the Bible. Because maybe they don't understand that the Bible has been rewritten. The first Bible was all about slavery. It was, you had to obey your master. Now we can't have it in the Bible because it doesn't sound right.
It's still there. It's still there. You know, they've had no. It's all there. It's just that what has happened is they have had new translation or versions. You know, we were dealing with the old Shakespearean King James version, but now you have many others that have taken those words, those language, and modernized them to make it a little bit more palatable, a little bit. But slavery and believing and following your slave master is still there.
Yeah, but when Brother Nuri, you know what the lady said though?
Yeah.
And they right them here and we kind of disagree. She said that Israel are the chosen people of God.
Yeah. So.
And I said, listen to me. If I am your neighbor and I kill 3 of your children, could I still be the chosen person of God? No way. No damn way. Listen to me. You could tell me everything. Explain to me why these people can never find a resting place where they go. Everywhere they have went, they have been kicked out except from Israel because they took that and they will never get kicked out from it.
You know, right? Collymore, I listened to a radio station a couple of days ago out of Belmont. And the preacher on the radio was quoting, I believe it was from Deuteronomy. I might be wrong. Maybe I didn't hear the right quotation. But he was saying that God said to it was out of the coming out of Egypt and the children of Israel going through a number of challenges, and the order was to go in and kill them, men, women, and children. It's still there. And when he was explaining it, he was saying that in that time, God would give instructions like that against his enemies and would instruct his people to go ahead and kill them. Now, in today's world, when we hear an instruction like that, are you saying that God is saying to his people that those Palestinians over there deserve for you to go over and kill them? Don't worry, don't get no conscience, go to McDonald's and eat one burger afterwards because no worry, I don't care. Go ahead and kill them. So you have this mentality, Collymore, to say that God will permit for me to go in and slaughter people. Slaughter people. But over here, I'm concerned about the murder of one person. The contradiction is that you're saying, oh, God allows me to go ahead and slaughter almost 100,000 Palestinians because they are not the people of God and we are the people of God. You see how confusing it begins to get? And so some people, they don't want to go into that. They don't want any kind of Bible study there at all because they can't handle any kind of contradictions there.
Well, I will tell you this, brother. If you are telling me, I read a part of the Bible says the 10 Commandments, and the first one says what?
Yeah.
What is the first commandment?
Thou shalt not.
Thou shalt not kill. It don't matter who. It don't matter if they're enemy. Thou shalt not. So you can't kill. And did you see how they blew up every single building in Palestine?
Yes, sir. And it's going on now in Lebanon.
How could you justify? How could you still? I mean.
But Mr. Collymore, listen to me. Do you know that the mindset that causes you to destroy people in the Palestine is the same mindset of destroying people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? We are not a different human being. We are the same human being, whether we're black or white. We got the same mind and we're supposed to have the same conscience. And if my conscience say, yeah, all right, if I go drop, and when you read the background of that whole creation of that atom bomb, That was an experiment. They didn't have to do that. The Japanese didn't require a bomb to say I give up. That was to see the impact, of that, and to curse generation, because you got people now stillborn with defects, radiation defects from over 40 odd years ago, 50 odd years ago.
In other words, people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were the crash test dummies.
Yes.
They were their guinea pigs.
Yes, but look, it's a mindset, because when you go back again in history and you recognize that there were a people who brought a whole generation of people, many of whom died in the Middle Passage because they were stuffed into these slave ships, laying one on top of the other, defecating on each other's faces. When you get to a point you can't take no one, haul you out and throw you overboard, there was a certain section of the Atlantic Ocean that was called the Tiger Run, the Shark Run, because the sharks would follow the boats, knowing that my meal will come from those enslaved people that they would throw. So this man's humanity to man is not some modern thing. It's not only gang boy. Man has been unfair, unjust, and wicked to each other for many, many, many years, brother.
Yeah. Well, you know, Brother Nuri, I have taken a lot of slack. And I have said this publicly, and I have said this more than once. I have watched the whole story of Hitler, every single documentary, everything about it. And now I wonder if he didn't have a point. If he never makes sense, because he wanted to wipe these people completely off the planet. He never wanted to have people there. And at the time, I felt sorry. I really did. I said, how could you exterminate a people without thinking? They bring we from Africa, and then they drop we somewhere, and they still hate we. I'm hated just because the color of my skin. You know, I was in Spanish court the other day, and I was telling the guy I was with, you know, one of the only things that the Mennonites have that no Belizean, no Spanish, no Chinese have is the color of the skin. If he sell you something, it could be 10 times the price, you know, I feel no way to pay for him. But if you put one Spanish man or a black man, they sell that thing, where they go on with it? Then it's get rich, then they think, we stupid. It's sad. Because he could put up one shop at any part of this country and succeed. But if I put up a shop, I won't. I could put up a shop in St. Martin, in a Jane shop, and I won't succeed. And only my people, most of them are my people, and I will not succeed. But if I set up one Chinese to build the building, I put one Chinese in there, and just not go in there and make nobody know that for me the shop. That shop will prosper, you know why? Because they would rather go give them people their money than. Anyway, brother.
But yeah, I want to give you this joke before you go, because this joke comes from way many years ago from a man named Tony Brown. He used to have a show in the United States called American Journal, or what was that called? Anyway, Tony Brown. Tony Brown said, the black man goes to the store, and the owner of the store is another black man. And for some reason in that interaction in his purchase, he get upset over something. Walk out of that store angry at that proprietor and go all over the place, say, boy, I'd never go back there. You know what you do? You know, I'd never go back there. And all his fellow brothers go along with him and say, yeah, he may do the same thing to me, I don't go in there neither. He said, but that same man, he was talking about the Koreans when he made this statement back in the 80s. He said he could go to a Korean store and that Korean can't even talk English. Take the change and throw it right there on the counter, and he will cuss him out there. He said, but the next day he going right back to the same store, the same Korean store, despite the insult. But the store in his neighborhood of a black owner of that business, one infraction, and he cut off forever and go around and spread the word so that nobody, so them business there, not survive. And that business, whether you're saying Mennonite, Korean, or whatever, we can go back there. Even though we sell, man, yesterday they sell it at such and such, but today they sell it at such and such, but I still buy it. So we have to watch our own, how we have been culturated to think and act and behave the way we do.
But I know it took me 50 years to understand the theory and really understand. When I hear people say it, I didn't understand what it really meant. Crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
I really never understood it. It took me 50 years. But Brother Nuri, the reason why I called this morning, I was listening to you and there was a caller before me who said that these people will not punish. Trust me, they might get away today, but they're going to pay for this. Whatever you do, your karma has a way.
Oh, yeah.
So don't think that, because they never got a jail, they're not punished. Man, the thing where they get dishonestly there, they're going to lose. Because Bob Marley said, what does, not Bob Marley, that if I have to say, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Yeah. I was talking
many times, that's what happens. You gain the world, but you lose that humanity, your soul.
Yes.
And trust me, Brother Nuri, I'd rather lose my leg, I'd rather lose the sight than lose my soul, the person that I am.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this one more thing before I go, Brother Nuri.
Okay.
I went to Belize City and I was just in and out, so I met somebody, so I said, listen to me, I can't see more, but I want to donate to this barbecue sale, you know? And I left the money with the other guy to drop it to Miss Moore. Now, I was never going to pick up the barbecue on Friday. I won't be able to, but I want to give away the barbecue to a complete stranger. I don't want none of my friends or people I know get it. I want it to go to strangers. You understand me? Because I've learned that sometimes strangers are the best thing in the world. So this was day before yesterday. So yesterday I came back to Spanish Lookout and I met a guy, I know him for about 45 years. And we were talking and the guy said, look, are you eating it? I said, no, I haven't eaten it, man. He said, let's go. I don't want food, let's go eat. So when we got there, he said, look, you don't want a beer? I said, why? No, man, I can't. He said, what? You mean you don't turn on evangelist? You go to church? I said, no, I have a tooth where they kill me right now. The teeth really right. And when I drink something cold, it hurts. So he said, and why are you going to fix it? I said, because I don't have $465 on me this moment. If not, I would go and fix it. Anyway, we eat, bought the food, we talked. When they dropped him back at his office, we sat in the car, and he opened his wallet and he said, look, and he took $500 and gave it to me and said, go fix the teeth, brother.
Wow.
You see the power of strangers?
Wow. He's a stranger?
This is not a family member. This is just somebody I know for 25 years. I haven't seen him in about 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
I haven't seen him personally in 5 or 6 years because he used to drive a truck in the city, and I haven't seen him, and now he opened a own business. But I will tell you, just the gesture that he just got out the car, before he got out the car, he took out his wallet and took $500. Said, look, go and fix the teeth, bro.
Excellent. You know what you need to do now?
I don't pay it forward, Brother Nuri. Trust me, I pay it forward every single day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on this barbecue day, the caller where I call a man, I have to answer a question, but I have to get to Moses. I give Moses the question. I want to answer the question. You win a free barbecue? Yeah, you see? Because, and I wanted to go to a total stranger, because I've learned recently that sometimes total strangers could be better than your own flesh and blood family. Not all the time, but sometimes a total stranger will be more understanding, appreciative, and kind to you than sometimes your very own flesh and blood.
That's true.
So it's sad. It's sad that I have reached that point because I was the defender of no, family come first and family shouldn't distance. And you try to lose the argument to make you not have one problem with the family. And you stay in one corner, you don't try to ruffle feathers.
Yeah.
But I learned something. You see that guy when he try to hold everything together? One day he learned, why am I trying to hold it together? This needs to be separated. I'm trying to hold something that has no basis, that's wasteful. It's like I'm sinning trying to do it now.
Well, Collymore, let me tell you, people are going to reel up and say, they treat you special and got you on this line over 15 minutes and I got to go.
Yeah, I got to go too, brother Nuri.
All right.
I appreciate it.
And it was good conversation, not bad conversation.
Well, that's why you keep me there long enough. Yeah, for me to talk stupidness. Don't
done. All right, my brother.
Like when Mr. Tony said, you caught me. I never fear that I'll be caught up when I'm having a good conversation.
All right, my brother. Good. Thanks. Take care. All right. It's 10 minutes now after 8 o'clock. We'll take our next break and we'll be back. As I said, the phone lines are open for interesting conversation this morning.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Hallover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Hallover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, Give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Welcome to Design Depot, where you'll find premium quality products from trusted brands, all in one place. Visit us today for quality products, expert service, and the brands you trust. Design Depot, all in one place.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helps supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
I am so excited, so happy. Thank you again, Minister. Thank you, everybody that show up here. And I love to see the whole foundation. It looks so beautiful. I'm a fair victim, and so far when my structure went down to nothing, I was down. I had to start from scratch. So now I can do my best. I can extend it. I can do good to it. I really love it. Really happy. I'm really blessed with it.
Her daughters and son can have an environment where they can study, they can sleep safe, they can feel safe. But more important is that it uplifts their confidence, their self-esteem. And at the same time, this is a good testament of what MIDH is doing and the government of Belize through Plan Belize 2.0 to get people out of poverty. I myself grew up in an extremely poor situation whereby I wish I could have owned one of these houses when I was growing up. But since I didn't have that privilege, but now God have blessed us through other ways where we're better off, we have to bring that blessings to the people that have that need.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10 With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
back. This is WUB, Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes, and it's a Thursday morning, the 21st day of May 2026. And we still have a lot more time in the show this morning. Our number here is 280-5848, and you're welcome to call and to join us this morning. 280-5848. I saw something interesting. I'm not too much of a Vibes cartel man, but I read a very brief something here this morning. After he came out of jail, and even while he was in jail, he apparently went through a, I wouldn't say a religious conversion of any sort, but certainly a rise in spiritual consciousness. And he came out after his conviction and has been involved in many, many positive things. He has won Grammys. He's come back out, and he's very, very popular. Some say even more popular than he was when he was putting out all that negative gangster stuff that he was so famous for. As a matter of fact, his upcoming album is called God and Time. God and Time. And one of the hits on it is God is the greatest, or as we say in Arabic, Allahu Akbar. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
But I know we told us again, you said the brother was just, before the break, just got a guy, tell brother Moose that.
That the man will tell you. His name is Collymore.
Collymore. Well, Collymore, I never hear your brother at the beginning, so you may want to know what are the issue on tourists on roundabouts. I left my number, brother, 607-7818. It would be a multiple pleasure if me and you could get together and share with you, right, that from the inception of these wrong things where they tell you name roundabout, all right, from then people have been misled. I just want to share with you, brother, if you don't want to get in touch with me, that you can't have two laws for left turn. You only could have one. Anyway, thanks, brother Nuri.
All right, my brother, good. When you got something in common, you're both serial callers, so maybe you'll have serial calls with each other and come to a conclusion. I've got some statistics here from the prison, from the Belize Central Prison, and I'll just name them off to you as I'm seeing them. The inmate population of 2025, the average was 1,296, and it was considered 65% of the maximum capacity of the prison. The Belize incarceration rate is 310 per 100,000. That is how it's measured. So we are 310 of 100,000. That's our rate. And the Belize partial detention rate, that means people who are in remand, have not been convicted, that is at 29% of that 1,226. The remand number is 379. The convicted rate is 917. Murder, 257. And crimes of dishonesty, 320 crimes of dishonesty, theft, robbery, etc. That is 25%. Gangs, 17%, or 222. Paroles, 288 requested and 63 approved, 11 revoked, and 62 completed. I think maybe completed means that those who have been on parole and have completed their parole time, 22% of the population. And those who have participated in rehab programs behind the wall has been 83%. 83%. Presently, there are 20 individuals in the present SOE, and we are tasked with going in and reasoning with these brothers while they are there. And we started that process on Tuesday. And we will be in there every Tuesday and Thursday up until the end of this SOE. Yesterday, Tuesday was primarily listening and getting some of the concerns that these brothers were expressing. On the team that went in, we had the LIU director, Mr. Andrew Dawson. We had Raymond Futi-Gongora. And this time around, we were also joined by Miss Diane Finnegan, who volunteered her time to go in. And the SOE ends on June the 9th, unless there is some reason why the government thinks that it should be expanded. I don't want to go into too much of the details of what was discussed, but there is a great deal of frustration, naturally. No man wants to be locked down, but the system has said basically that, and this is coming almost directly from the words of the Commissioner of Police, that this is an intelligence-driven SOE, meaning that they had reason to believe that these individuals were or are going to be involved in something that is criminal, and that they took the initiative to act before the act, so to speak. In other words, because they presume from their intelligence that certain things are going to take place, or that these individuals have participated in things that have already taken place. This is the reason for the lockdown. Now, in this, legally, these men will sit before a tribunal while they are there, and they will be told exactly by legal method what is the reason that they are in the lockup. They legally must be given that, and prior to the SOEs of the past, that was not done, and that was a violation of their rights. So this time around, this tribunal is to be held, and these men, according to what they said to us on Tuesday, they have already been presented with a letter that details why they were picked up, but they still will have a right to sit before the tribunal and answer for their case. What do we try to do when we're there? It's a difficult situation because you have to go in there representing a concern. You have to go in there representing your own strong hope that these guys can make it through this 30-day period. But at the same time, you can't go in there and stir up the emotions of these men with the idea that the whole system is crazy and no matter what, and what do you leave them with if you leave that message there with them? If you stir up in them this feeling that they have been unjustly detained, if you stir up that idea in them, you have got to be able to bottle it and point it in the direction that it should go in. And that is that each of you have a legal right to question if you believe that you have been unfairly treated. According to the Constitution, you have a right to have your regress. You have that right to be able to do that. But to go in these contained sessions that we are doing, our sessions last about 2 hours, and to stir up and build anger, build frustration, and then pick up and go is unfair. Because indeed what you're doing is you're just stirring up those guys' emotions and you're not really able to do anything about it. So what we try to do is say you're already in the lockdown. You're already here by a legal prescription. There's no way we can go and tell the commissioner or tell Mr. Mira, the minister, let them people out. That's not what we are there for. So we are then trying to get you to reason with your situation. As I said to them, nobody here is innocent. You may not be necessarily on the particular charge as to why you were picked up, but the very lifestyle that you have been trying to navigate your way out of requires your effort to really know where to do and get the system also to understand what it is doing. Because if the system is trying to correct the crime problem outside, it has to be directed clearly or motivated clearly by intelligence, and that intelligence has to be accurate. There's a certain amount of snitch that goes along with that, and that has to be accurate, because if it is not accurate, then you take the chance of putting someone in a situation that they don't belong in, meaning illegally. So we don't try to go in there. I certainly, I head the team that goes in there. I don't try to get us to go in there for the purpose of stirring up and causing man to go through all kind of changes and don't know what to do with all that energy. But rather, we take it as an opportunity to do some self-reflection, some forward planning. We encourage them to sit down and to look at how they are going to address their situation. If you are guilty of what you're doing, you got to decide how you're going to go forward. And if you're not guilty, then you've got to sit down and calculate how you're going to bring this forward, whether through an attorney or whether through making sure that you could sit with the powers that be, the authorities, and see what you can do in terms of your own personal freedom. So I'm saying this to say that, and I plan to periodically come in and report to you as the citizens of Belize on exactly what is going on there. Because you have a right to know. When the SOE is executed, it is executed in your name as citizens of Belize. It is for your safety. And so therefore you need to really get an update on what is going on there. And so since I happen to be in the media, then I can use this opportunity to be able to inform you. So I will be doing this on a weekly basis until the SOE is completed. What are the dynamics that we're observing in it? Another one of the things that we want to do is that we want to bring in individuals, like we brought in Ms. Diane Finnegan. We hope to bring in other individuals, likewise, noted personalities, that can speak to these brothers and that can listen also to these brothers. And that we can make that time that they are spending there a learning experience rather than just locking them up and, so to speak, throw away the key. No one have nothing to do with it. That's not our style. That is not our missionary way in which we work. We work with the idea that these individuals might have gone wrong, but they're not evil. They're not wicked. And what we need to do is do what we can to separate the wheat from the tares, because some of them crazy, but not all of them are in that mindset. We'll take another break and we'll come back and continue our conversation.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Now that we have the new water system, it has improved the lives of these people a lot.
The life of my village get better. Now we have our potable water in our house.
الشال شقيل بال بس استخا أكري شديش لقاها أوستيك ما نخليها عن قتيو أم أوستيك وانكوش مان كمان نشكوانكو تهنا كوشيك استاو عليقاها نكاشوك شقوكا نكوشيك شقوكات بس نخوانك أوستيك بياك.
I thanks for the minister to help us for drilling this well and give us the pump.
Right now, I see my village is getting good. I see water system, I see road, and we have our health post there.
We want to say thanks to the government of Belize, thanks to those that were there for Machakila, and we truly appreciate the support that is given.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Paperworks Entertainment and SJ Promotion presents the official Belizean Jamaican link-up, the Father's Day edition. It's an all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Featuring the international reggae dancehall singing sensation stage boss, Wayne Wonder. To mash up the stage alongside the General Super G for the first time in Belize, Steely Bashman plus Belize's top DJs. Get your general tickets for $60 and VIP for $150 at Madisco, Stone Music Outlet and VIP Wireless. And lock the date for the official Belizean Jamaican link-up all-white day party on Sunday, June 21st at the Belize Airport Authority parking lot, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sponsored by
You're up against some tough challenges, but not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline lubricants. Long live your equipment.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Number here is 280-5848, 280-5848, and you are welcome to call and weigh in. Another item in the news is the paying for the NHI, and as you know, there have been. And might I say that commercial that is put out on the history of the NHI, done by Miss Nadia, you know, that to my mind is the kind of infomercial that can be done on a number of other projects, because it's not a 1 minute infomercial, but it spends time trying to give information that is very necessary on the NHI. But I'm saying it's a good prototype for many of the other projects that government is doing. I also see that they're using the AI for, is it Social Security? But it's one of those, and it is, to my mind, even though you're dealing with this AI image, that don't look like we at all, but it nonetheless is giving the information that people need, the critical information people need. So I'm saying that the NHI commercial was a very good commercial and we ought to duplicate. But the point I'm seeing now is, how will it be paid for? We know that the NHI will be drawing primarily from the Bolido sales, which seems to be robust. But there is also now the plan with this NHI Act that we will be paid for this NHI. We will be responsible for this payment, similar to how a small deduction is taken out of our money to be put into the Social Security. Then it sounds like a similar way will be used to take some money out to go towards this NHI. Now there's mixed feelings that how we can pay for it. I know the opposition has jumped into it already, but health care cost is a very important cost, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the government or the proposal of this. I'm using my own reasoning and saying that health care is an issue that will never go away. And in fact, what we are getting now is only a percentage of the scope of help that we need in this area of health. In the United States, they've put many restrictions on how people can access health. And were it not for this thing called Obamacare, a lot of persons would not be able to even access basic primary care. And there's a whole argument about the insurance companies and how the insurance companies were trying to block it. That's a whole 20-year history there in the United States, but they've finally been able to get this thing that they call Obamacare. Now, as you saw in the history of the government here, it was during the time of Saeed Musa that this grand launch was taking place, which was making health care available to the ordinary person. And I know many, many people that have benefited from being able to go into one of these clinics and be able to find out where they happen here, or where they happen with this, or where they happen with that, compared to what used to happen in the past when we would go and sit in long lines at the hospital there on Gabriel Lane, and So it was a positive step to try to relieve people of the burden of their health care costs and the availability of where the health care was. But it was restricted to only certain areas in Belize City. Now this effort to try to, have it available to all of our citizens is a costly venture. And I'm glad to know that this is kind of a sin tax, because with the gamble, when we buy Bolido and lottery, and by the way, I don't know if it comes off those private companies, this Mega Bingo and all of these. I don't know if NHI draws from that also. It should. We should be drawing from all of those, including from these princesses and these casinos, etc., etc. And as one person said a couple of weeks ago when Dickie was on, we should be drawing also from the alcohol people, making sure that that's how we pay for NHI. That's how we pay for our youth and tertiary level studies for young people, access to scholarships. We have all of this that is monies available that does not necessarily have to come from putting an additional tax burden on us. Since we love cigarette, we love alcohol, we love these other, casino and things like that. So draw the money from there in order to take care of these absolutely necessary needs, whether it is in the sport area or, as we're talking about now, in NHI. So I don't agree with pushing back on this idea of expanding the program and drawing the finance from the individual paying probably $1 or whatever on this act. This act will require them paying some money. I think that the idea of us making it a political football is understood, because I could remember interviewing Dean Barrow, and I asked him about the NHI, and he said the NHI at the time was a very, very good idea. He says, but we can't afford that. He says it might look good, and of course he was being critical of the PUP at the time. It might look good because it can sustain those who can get access to that. But, and this is what he said in the interview, how about when we want to make it nationwide? And his point to me was, we can't afford that, Nuri. We are not in a position yet that we could take a good program like that, because it's a health program. It's about health. It's about keeping our citizens healthy. He said to me at that interview, we just can't afford that. So here it is now, maybe 15 or 20 years later, the conversation is still going on. What are we going to do with making these services available to ordinary people? Now, the hiccup that I do agree with Ms. Panton is this idea that we are going to be giving it out to private physicians. And I don't know how you could avoid that, because we don't have too many physicians in the public arena to be able to bypass that. We don't have enough space in those clinics outside to be able to deal with the ordinary and then also deal with the NHI, spreading it and making it available in 2 or 3 locations in the district. Well, it is better to do it that way than to try to strain sometimes the one clinic that exists in that, one government clinic that exists in that particular jurisdiction. So I understand, of course, they're saying that that is corruption because it is friends of the PUP, that doctors that are friends of the PUP that will be the ones that will get these contracts, etc., and that might be true. But I don't know how you're gonna, if we don't do it that way, then how you anticipate that we should do it. And I'm listening to hear that, but I have not heard it yet, and I'm open. But it seems to me that even though you're giving it to the, and by the way, that was what it was happening anyway, you know. That is what was happening anyway. You had private doctors that were spending time in the NHI clinic, so they were actually doing the same thing that is going to be done if they have their own clinic outside and people are going to their clinic. So I do believe that it is a political football at this time, and I don't want to join the flurry of the politics of it, but I'm just concerned about people having access to health care. There's a lot of people that are walking around with health issues, and because they feel like they have no way to be able to deal with those issues, they walk around with pain. They walk around with trying to manage it and rub Termagene and Vicks for your chest and all, you know. So we need to do what we can in trying to address these health care problems that are affecting our people. We'll take our last break and we'll come back and we'll close off for today.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected, to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA, so you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lose a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
You're up against some tough challenges. But not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline Lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Haulover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Haulover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Haulover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
just enough time to give our goodbyes for this morning. But I want to remind you that we have a jam sale tomorrow, a barbecue sale that will be happening right here on the compound here on Mandala Drive, behind the zinc fence. We have chicken and etc., etc. And we hope that you will come in, because this is a fund drive for the company, and it's very important, and we want you to come in and give it some support. We also have a guest tomorrow that will be coming in, but we'll be putting a lot of attention on the barbecue. Essential that we raise the funds to keep this forum operating. And so we hope that you will come by and buy a couple of barbecues and even hang out a little bit back here and spend some time with us. And yeah, so that's tomorrow. We look forward. So we want to thank Larry Guerrero downstairs, Christy Flowers, and Mr. Clifton Lewis. Belizeans, stand strong and stand firm and do the right thing under all circumstances. For now, we gone!
Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling.